Okie, it's Moleskin replacement time. So, some of you guys have probably seen this stuff for sale, but it's Moleskin. If you got tinted windows, you don't want them all scratched up every time you roll the window up and down. You buy yourself some of this stuff, Moleskin. I've had this on here about 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and it stuck and held up pretty well. This is the exterior piece, and it's really still glued on great. I'm not even going to touch that. It's working good. I think we'll just leave that for now. I can always replace it pretty easily later. But what happened with me is the end started to come up, and I noticed a black goo on the inside of the tinted windshield. So I thought, well, I better replace it. So I've taken it off. You can see the strip over there. I just pulled it from the end, pulled it off. Self-adhesive on the back, pretty easy to apply. And so I'm going to clean this up. And then once I'm done cleaning that up, I'm going to glue on the new stuff. Now, this is the new stuff, and it's pretty much the same as the old stuff, but you can see it's a Moleskin stuff. But the challenge is trying to cut a straight line. So it came in a roll, got it on eBay. I think it was about 40 bucks for the whole roll. This will last me quite a long time, but I need to cut the strip. I'm not going to do it with scissors because it gets too jiggity jogs, too hard to keep it going straight. So I'm going to cut it with a razor blade and make it straight. The only thing I would tell you, a trick here is to get it cut straight. If you look at this roll, if I can line that up right, it bows in the middle. So what I'm going to do is take some of this blue tape, and I'm going to tape the outer edge to hold it down to the metal bench. If you got a wood bench, that'll work. Anything that this will stick to, right? And then I'm going to take a small razor knife and I'm going to cut that, and we'll see how it turns out. This lines up pretty nicely with the edge of the steel. I'm trusting that it's straight. I think it is. So I've got to go clear to here. So what I'll do is I'll cut it up to about that mark here, which I've got in the middle. And then I'll move this and cut it the rest of the way. All right, there it is. It's all beautifully cut. Make sure that you have a nice, sharp, new blade. It works awesome that way. It just cuts like butter. You go straight through this, and you don't have to press hard. It'll cut real easy. It's cut all the way down to the end. Now I'm going to leave it a little bit long. This is the end measurement. I'm going to leave it just about that much, and I'm going to extend it out both ends of the edge of the door rubber. And the reason being is that I can cut it straight to the edge here. Oh, that is a little worn. I might have to replace that as well. I might do it while I have it off. Anyway, so leave it a little long so you can trim it to length, and then you should be good. Okay, next video you see I should have it installed after I clean it up. Maybe I'll show you the cleanup. I had to clean all of this rubber up to get all of the old rubber, or the old glue off of there. I like to use 3M. It's an adhesive remover. I use it pretty liberally on this to get it clean. I scrub it down with a green pad. I can't remember what they call these. Anyway, it's a little green scouring pad. And then once I get most of that off and onto this, I throw this away too when I'm done with it. Then I use a paper towel. I just spray it on there. You can see how I started with it. Then I got to this. I turned it over and I started getting less and less. And now I'm down to about that's the only little bit that was left. So I've got it all clean and prepped and ready to go. Now I got to lay that strip on there and let it set up and put it on. I'll probably wait and let it set up overnight. This is early morning on Monday, so I'll probably just let it dry until the next day and then put it on. There's the strip laying on the ground over there. I'll get to it. Anyway, first mistake of the day. The glue on this stuff when it comes is really good glue. You can see what happened here. I wasn't happy with, it wasn't quite low enough on the end in here. I went a little bit lower and I misjudged it. So I went to try to roll it up just a little bit because I didn't push down or anything. Let me tell you, that stuff is going to have to be cleaned again, and I'm going to have to start cutting a new strip because it's no good. I managed to screw that up, didn't I? But at least it gives you an idea of, you know, you can do this and make a mistake, which is why I have a nice large roll of this stuff right there, because you will make mistakes. So get enough of it that you can redo your mistakes without paying another 40 bucks for another roll. So that's what I did. I've got to start over again. Okay, I'm going to show you the benefits of using the Moleskin. First time I got tint put on my windows. It lasted for less than a year. They were so scratched up. It's Arizona. Our dusty dusk has like this particulate granite stuff in it, and it gets into the grooves, and you slide them down, and it just, unless you're right on top of it, blowing out the nails and doing all that stuff, it's just impossible to keep up with it. This is 5 years of Moleskin after the second application of this tint, and there is not an absolutely zero, I mean no scratches on that, on the interior at all. So I'm not saying you have to use it, but if you tint your windows, and this is that ceramic tint, it's a really expensive tint, UV stuff and all that jazz, boy, this stuff will pay off. And you can see, got it all on the strip now, so it's gonna go back on. Moleskin's all installed, and the little channel down here on the inside. Window goes up and down beautifully, it doesn't drag on anything. I got no glue on the interior. If you start seeing glue on the inside of the glass here, that's usually a sign that it's rolling up, just so you know, from my experience passed on to you. So that's it, pretty easy job. Just got to get the panel all off, and you know, once it's done, you're good. I had to glue this back on with my secret ingredient, and then I used a tennis ball to hold it in place. So the glue, I use a hot glue. I use that in a glue gun, the melting glue. It's like Crafts glue. You can get those little guns on Amazon cheap, but it works really good. Anyway, it's all back together. So you guys enjoy the rest of your summer. See you later.